What's up, everyone? My name is Gothix, or you can call me Vanessa. I don't care really what you call me, as long as I know that you're talking to me. Anyway, I woke up this morning to find one of my X posts, formerly known as Twitter posts, tweets, has gained 2.6 million views, which I'm flattered. And so I want to talk about why this tweet has gone viral and just ask some questions because I'm confused. So for context, we're going to go over to this screen so you guys can see what I'm talking about. So I responded to Grums, and if you don't know who Grums is, he's been really good at reporting a lot of the nonsense within the gaming industry as of late. If you know anything about gaming, you've probably heard of this person. And so I'm on X scrolling in the morning, and I start seeing people talking about black girl gamers, which that name holds a spot in my heart. It will always hold a sore spot in my heart because Black Girl Gamers was essentially a part of my wake-up moment. That and also the cookout, which I don't think the cookout is even a thing anymore. But there was a lot of overlap between the members of both communities. And so when I saw this person talking about Black Girl Gamers, naturally I had to investigate and see what they're talking about. And apparently, the group Black Girl Gamers they're threatening legal action against a news outlet. And this news outlet is simply reporting the news, actual journalism. I know this is a foreign concept to a lot of people. Perhaps you forgot what journalism is, but yes, you're just relaying the truth to the audience. And so I'm looking at these articles from that park place, and I'm reading these articles and I see nothing wrong. They're literally repeating quotes that were taken from previous interviews that included Jayanne Lopez, who is the founder of Black Girl Gamers. And so Black Girl Gamers thought that was so highly inappropriate, and you are trying to make our organization look bad, and so they threaten legal action for some strange, bizarre reason on social media. And
so, in case some people don't know, this is Gothix. She is a fellow YouTuber. She is a content creator. She does political commentating on, basically, she's against the same things that I'm against. She's against the SJW. She's against Marxism, and she's against socialism. So, she is talking about this fiasco on social media that was happening with Black Girl Gamers from the former worker of Sweet Baby Inc. Yes, now we're back to talking about Sweet Baby Inc. because there was this former worker from Sweet Baby Inc. that made the claim that she doesn't hire white people because of, they may bring forth some sort of quote unquote microaggressions. Now, a lot of people have pointed out, like, her making this comment was actually racist, because if a said white person made a comment that basically states, yo, we don't hire black people for so and so reasons because they may have this ill will towards white people, people would say this white person that doesn't hire black people is racist. But when it's a black person, a black Marxist, mind you, when a black person like that says something like that, it does bring forth some racism. And she does try to say, oh, she doesn't hate white people. She just doesn't want white people in her vicinity when she's working. Again, reverse the roles, reverse the racist, and then yes, it would be a racist statement from a said white person. So a lot of people online have basically pointed this out to the people that made this comment, and even to the SJWs on social media that said, like, yo, what she said was in fact racist, because if it was a white person that said this white person there would have been a whole protest for this person's cancellation or this person to be, So, Gothix, from what she stated, she was a former worker over there, or a former associate over there at Black Girl Gamers, and she's going to explain one of the main reasons why she left. I mean, it's pretty... I pretty much already know the reasons why she pretty much left, but I'm gonna let her get to the picture.
And you know, if they're simply just repeating what you're saying, I see no grounds to even threaten legal action. It makes no sense. But how dare you? Black girl gamers, come here. Come closer. Come closer. Come here. How dare you? Just to give you guys some context here, because I'm looking at some of these comments and a lot of people are adding things in to my tweet that I didn't actually say. You know, and silly me, I thought that if I tweet something out, you know, people will understand what I'm saying. Oh, no, 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 no. I should have learned from my mistakes before, but obviously I haven't. So let me clarify about my affiliation with Black Girl Gamers. I was never hired for their consulting firm, okay? Because when we had our falling out, they were still laying the groundwork for the consulting firm that it is today. I was recruited to be a member of their community. I was recruited to be a member of their stream team. I collaborated on videos for their platforms, for their Twitch channel. All that to say, you can see the fruits of their rhetoric just based on their actions. You know, if you are a platform that claims to care about diversity and it's a safe space, well, I didn't feel very safe, my darlings. Oh no, this isn't a safe space. This is a cult, okay? If you really want to know what BGG is about, simply look at their timeline, look at their Twitter account, look at the crap that they are regurgitating online. These are not people who care about uplifting one another. No, they care about cultivating an ideological cult and kicking people out if they don't toe the line. You know, it's always baffling to me if they don't toe.
So let's go. So let's look at what she says. Heightening Black women's voices in gaming. Award-winning company powered by 10K plus global community education, consultancy, content, talent agency, and events. Hi there. This is for Jay. I'm not sure if she runs this Twitter account, but I need you to pass it along with her. I've been getting harassed for months from your members as well as members from the cookout. And it seems the only thing that was done about it from BGG specifically, with me being removed from the Twitter team, from the Twitch team, I'm going to copy and paste this message that I sent Denny for content, so I appreciate your attention. October 7, 2019. Hey, Gothix, I'm sorry to hear this, and I'm keen to investigate further. Can you let me know the individuals involved? So this is what Gothix, I'm getting for what Gothix sent to Black Girl Gamers about the harassment, about her not being a huge, let's just say like anti-white individual, right? These same people say like, oh, they don't want to be ridiculed, or they don't want people to think that they're, you know, racist, but they do say some racist shit.
Toe the line. You know, it's always baffling to me when companies who claim to be all for diversity and inclusion and amplifying Black voices do the exact opposite. First of all,
Gothix, we all know when they mean by diversity, we know that they mean, oh, you do what we say, or we're gonna railroad you for being a quote unquote racist company.
It is retarded to say that you want to create a space just for Black people, because you know damn well that if the whites did the same thing, racist.
And just to add it in, let's just oh, you want to create a space just for Black folk. Listen, my longtime viewers know I'm all for Black liberation, right? I'm all for getting the white liberals away from Black people, especially pertaining to politics, right? I'm all for that because the white liberals, all they love to do is use Black people as a means to push out their socialist Marxist ideologies. Y'all know I'm all for that, but I'm not for segregation. I'm for people that can come together and have like a mutual understanding about where some of us be coming from. Where Black folks be like, yo, we don't want these kind of people near us because it's all just false advertisement. It's a ideology that they want to push on to us because they feel like they need to be saviors because they have this feeling that we can't think for ourselves. But that's just me though.
So you see there's a double standard here. This is this sort of,
and she is right, it is a double standard
of like virtue signaling moral superiority of like, oh, we are the bastions of diversity and inclusion. It's all topical and it's nothing actually it's nothing that actually matters, because the only diversity that actually matters is diversity of thought, which you guys clearly do not have.
Nope.
It is impossible to claim that you are all about tolerance, because everyone is intolerant to something. Clearly, you're intolerant to me, and I'm intolerant to stupidity.
Yeah, aren't we all?
So it doesn't make any sense. I'm looking at my social media here, and I'm seeing a lot of posts from people. Let me just search this really quick because I thought this was hilarious. If I search Gothix TV anti-black on X, this you will get.
You see, and this is what I also find funny about this. If you're a black person that's not for the government, that's against the government, that's against socialism, and that's against Marxism, apparently you're anti-black. Or if you're against them race swapping predominantly white characters because you want your own original black characters, apparently you're anti-black. Let me tell y'all something. More black people was fans for Dragon Ball Z than they are with these freaking black characters who was predominantly white, like the Captain America, the Little Mermaid, Superman, hell, even Miles Morales. Even though he's black Hispanic, or he's black Latino, we want our own original characters being pushed. Our own original black characters like Vixen, Jon Stewart, Green Lantern, and Static Shock, and individuals like that. But those characters don't get the TV shows. They don't get the movies like the race swap black characters.
So this is my header.
Again, I find this funny.
On X, and again, if you know my backstory, you know that I got canceled as.
And to all the people that say, "Oh, you're anti-black for not wanting the Little Mermaid to be black," serious question: what does it mean to be anti-black? Because a lot of people don't even know what anti-black actually means. Because if you're anti-black, then you would be against policies or you're against some sort of movement that's actually for the empowerment and the liberation for black people. But a lot of people see what liberal Hollywood does with black people and be like, hey, this is empowering the black people. No, it's not.
As a Twitch streamer, because I questioned why people were calling everyone else racist if they had a problem with Disney casting a black woman to play Ariel. So I said on Twitter,
yeah, like I said, we already got a black Disney princess. Her name was Tiana from The Princess and the Frog. They could have used that chick in that role, but they didn't, because it's more better to race swap a character than to actually use an authentic black character that was original, like Tiana from The Princess and the Frog.
I said, can we just not call people racist for questioning why Ariel is black now? And instantly, I'm anti-black. So, I'm looking at this and I'm seeing just repeatedly people calling me anti-black. And
again, it's always the self-hating black folks that want to call some black people like myself anti-black, because I'm actually for black liberation, getting the hell away from the government.
Their metric of which they are using to determine that.
Even though it's the same goddamn policies from the SJW liberals that hurts black people. But apparently, I'm anti-black for pointing this stuff out.
I'm anti-black is this header that I have on Twitter. I mean, first of all, is the meme wrong? Is it wrong? Did you not take sloppy seconds of a pre-existing character for your diversity agenda? Oh, representation. You'll take
and we all know ESG doesn't help out black folk either.
The scraps of the white characters,
right? And
then claim that you've made it.
Exactly. And then they want to say, oh, it's an original idea. How come you guys didn't use Tiana? Why is she stuck on the pedestal, but y'all so ready to race off all these characters? Oh yeah, it was also Peter Pan too, where they turned the boys in the Neverland. They ended up mixing in some girls in there when it's supposed to be a huge group of boys. Just go to show like man spaces are infiltrated.
We don't want to talk about that, clearly, right? We don't want to, no. That's anti-black of me to point out. And not to mention how silly.
And also, it's pretty racist for liberals, especially white liberals, to say, oh, you don't want this for black people, you're anti-black. You don't even know what it means to be black. You think, oh, blackness means, hip hop culture. It means, black women love shaking their asses, or black women love to be the breadwinners, even though a lot of black women are walking away from that. Or, the whole black women want to be the masculine. They want to be that shit,
It is to imply that people of my skin complexion can't take a joke. You don't like that joke? All right, it's not for you. Find a different comedian. The second you have to start filtering comedy through political correctness, it becomes propaganda. It's you are essentially helping push for more censorship. You're trying to eradicate certain ideas and opinions from the public square, all behind the guise of diversity and inclusion. For as much as people spend online, I mean, I've looked at my Twitter account. It's like people have been arguing with themselves for the past 24 hours. You could use that time to pick up a book. I always recommend The Naked Communist. It talks a lot about what I'm mentioning right now. And you could also try the Bible. That would be a really great start. A lot more other things you can do that are far more productive than just screaming out into the void. But hey, what do I know? I'm just a self-hating, tap-dancing grifter on the internet.
Hey, me, I'm more on the spiritual side. I don't really read the Bible. But, not that's if that's who you are and that's what you want to do, go for it.
Speaking of which, one thing that I noticed when I had my wake-up moment and I received all this vitriol from these people is that I was making my skin color into an idol. Anything that you put above God becomes your idol. That is the thing that you give the most attention to. That is the thing that you worship. Everyone worships something. You can't escape it. So these people are saying anti-black, anti-black, anti-black. It's literally copy and paste. These people live off of slogans. Anti-black.
And also, again, I'm gonna ask the question: what does it mean? What does it actually mean to be anti-black? It doesn't mean, we don't want predominantly white characters being turned black, and we say we want our own black characters that's already well established, like Stag Shock, instead of just race swapping characters, because they don't know how to write black characters. Is that what it means? Seriously, I need like an SJW or a liberal to comment down below what it actually mean to be anti-black. And you say, if you do the stupid ass, it should not be a problem to race our characters because it's just a work of fiction. Then how come they don't use the already established black characters in these movies or the animated movies, right? What's wrong with using those characters? Well, it still shouldn't matter. You don't have no answer. Shut up.
So you're assuming that there is some type of a religious doctrine of blackness. So what is it? Where is the standard of blackness? In what way should I be thinking and speaking and interacting in the world? If you're saying that I am anti-black, then that assumes that there is some type of standard. Who gets to write that standard?
And also, did you guys? Hopefully, some of you guys knew about this, but they did the whole white teachers need to learn how to speak black English. What the hell does that even mean? What does black English mean? What does that mean to speak black or black English? Because that slang that they think is predominantly black, you see some Hispanics or some dudes from freaking Nigeria or even some parts of Asia use for slang. It's not black English, it's just slang. It's these people, they make up this crazy notion about how black people speak and think, we need to speak like them. Racism.
Who? Is it Al Sharpton?
Al Sharpton. Now Al Sharpton is very anti-black because he's against policies that would actually liberate black people and to get away from the government. Because he wants black people to be physically chained up, not physically and mentally chained up by the government, by the white liberals. Because the white liberals are apparently the saviors for black folk. Because they're the ones that put the policies in place. Al Sharpton is a anti-black candidate because he's against black liberation.
Black Lives Matter? Is it Black Girls Gamers?
Black Lives Matter is also a Marxist organization.
Is it
who doesn't actually care about black people because if you want to talk about a black person killing a black person, they're quiet. But but it only matters when it's a white person killing a black person. But if it's a black person killing another black person, Black Lives Matter is nowhere to be found. You trying to make this point, and they just discredit it all. Well, this is not what all black people do, even though the statistics do say like black people take the lives of black people more than white people take the lives of black people. But they ignore these statistics.
The collective of the black community? Well, there's your problem. Because that means that the standard of blackness and being pro-black can just change at a whim. If you make a company that says, we're all about diversity and amplifying black voices, and then here I come along, and then you say, oh, you're anti-black? Okay, well, what is the metric that you are using to say that I'm anti-black?
Well, what they mean, oh, we want to liberate black voices. What they mean is we want to liberate black voices that are against, black people doing good on their own and not needing a multi-billion-dollar corporation in order to get things done, and wanted to actually not use our skin color as some sort of victim, as some sort of gotcha to say, oh, we're going to infiltrate this studio and this organization, and if they don't like it, we'll just go on social media and just railroad them, and then we'll have the freaking Twitter idiots come in and just be like, hey, you're right, you guys are so against black people. How come when black people do it themselves and they don't have a bunch of self-hating or self-loathing themselves, they do well? Again, Eric July, dude made his own comic book, and he's already a multi-millionaire. People hate him for being successful and not depending on these big organizations. He is literally a do-it-himself black person, and the liberals and SJWs hate him. Make that make sense.
You're just making it up as you go.
Like I said.
Cut the crap, man. You just make up these rules and regulations about what blackness is, but at the end of it all, it means nothing. So who makes the standard for anti-blackness? Who makes a standard for pro-blackness? And why should I care about...
It's the Marxists that make it up. And then, you already know a bunch of people go forth with the Marxism because they read some book or they read a couple of stories about Karl Marx, and then, hey, we're going to use this Marxism when it pertains to black people, even though Karl Marx was also a racist and anti-Semitic.
Blackness anyway. My identity is not my blackness. My identity is who God says I am. And for those who don't know God, you make a God out of your skin color. And when you make an organization that says this is a space for black women or black folks now, because now we're also including trans women, so men. So I can't keep up. When you make a group that says this is for this type of skin color only, you have no grounds to complain that other people of other skin colors can do the same thing. But
let's not forget that that's also segregation. You want to split these two races apart because of how you feel. Isn't that what the white racists did back in the freaking 70s and the 60s? When they try to split apart the black with the whites only bathrooms and black only water fountains. This is literally what they did.
Here's the thing, my friends. I don't see the world through a racial lens. I used to, but I refuse to do it now. I voted for Obama because he was black. I didn't know anything about his policies. I just voted for him because he's black. Talk about supporting black businesses. Don't ask any questions about whether or not the business is good or not, or whether or not the policies are good. If he's got a brown face, we got to vote for him. Duh. But when it really comes down to it, the only diversity that matters is diversity of thought. I disagree with a lot of my viewers. We have friendly conversations and we'll bounce different ideas back and forth. And sometimes I'll end live streams knowing that we still walked away disagreeing. But at the end of the day, we still see the humanity in one another. I do not agree with anything that Black Girl Gamers is doing. I don't agree with anyone that thinks that they are somehow going to eradicate hatred from the world by having shouting matches on Twitter and calling everyone anti-black or... heaven forbid, transphobic. I don't agree with them, but I don't hate them.
And also, a lot of people don't even know what transphobia actually means. They did. If you say one thing that's against, hey, I don't want biological men competing in women's sports, transphobic. Even though we all know that biological men have more testosterone and they have more muscle mass in order to break records. And now I'm pretty sure we just had another freaking biological man to just break a woman's record. I think it was powerlifting, if I remember correctly. That record is never going to be broken by a female. It's not.
I see the humanity in them. And I was blind, and eventually I woke up. And I think that the type of backlash that this group is getting might cause people to wake up. And I hope that's the case, I really hope so. But yeah, guys, that's all I wanted to say about this topic. The whole reason I decided to make this video isn't to rehash the drama, because trust me, all of that is already included in my documentary. I don't need to endlessly talk about the same things over and over and over again.
Yeah, it gets tiring.
But when I first got kicked out of BGG, no one would listen to me. I mean, there were people that stood by me, but the people that were in that community, no one wanted to hear it. It is literally an ideological cult. So I hope that this video will encourage you, if you are a part of BGG or any community for that matter, where you feel as though you have to kowtow to all of their nonsensical talking points, don't believe that. Don't do it. Leave. Yeah, they might call you anti-black and transphobic and this, that, and the other. Are you really gonna live your life based on the opinions of others? Like, honestly, think about that for a second. These are people who I trusted, and then they turned on me the second that I wasn't parroting their script. And if they can do that to me, they can do that to you. Okay, there's a popular phrase about how the left always eats their own. And I think there's a lot of truth to that. Granted, the right does it too, but there's a lot of truth to that. So yeah, that's all I really wanted you guys to think about. If you enjoyed this video, do me a favor, hit the like and subscribe button, and make sure you check out the Gothix documentary. You can find more information on that at gothixfilm.com. It's currently streaming on Lore. It will hopefully be available to stream on Amazon Prime Video soon, hoping that they actually approve it. But yeah, guys, I will see you next time. Bye.
Hey, shout out to Gothix TV. I'll put her link down below. But yeah, I do agree with what you said here. I'm gonna just go ahead and add in some my own takes. So I'm gonna go into a little rant right here. What a lot of people nowadays are, especially in the black community, which is actually pretty distraught, right? A lot of black people nowadays, especially that's trying to infiltrate these big corporations to try to get their ideals or their political leaning across, is mainly pushed on Marxism or state socialism, right? They try to put these people in charge, or try to infiltrate these companies so they can put forth what they believe that black people want, even though there are a bunch of black people that see what's going on with Hollywood, and they see what's going on with these video games, and they are not for it because they actually want their own original ideas. Like that one game that shout out to Veteran Players for playing this. That one game where it was about, that was made by Sweet Baby Inc. They put some black characters in there, and they think, oh, so this is how black people are in real life. No, you're literally talking about 2% of the population, and saying like this is the majority, even though we all know it's not true. They are literally pushing forth state authoritarianism, Marxism, socialism, and they think this is what's the benefits for black people, in which it's not, because they, in their own mindset, they believe that they speak for all black people. And I could tell these people, you don't speak for me. The minute I say that, or me or any other black person that has a strong will mindset that doesn't want people speaking on my behalf. Apparently we're anti-black, we hate our skin color, we're trying to act white, all that other bullshit, and it literally degrades themselves of their own skin color, because they think, oh, I'm like this, so that must mean every other black person must be like this. This is what it means to be self-hating and self-loathing. Me, I like the fact that I'm this skin color because even though I don't use it as my identity, this is who I am, and with this skin color of mine, I can be more stronger than what I am because I don't want these freaking liberals and SAWs talking on my behalf because it's actually degrading, and they put forth some stereotypical racist ass notions about black people that we cannot speak for ourselves here. You guys remember that meme where that one liberal chick tried to shut the mouth of that one black lady, said, "I'm not oppressed. I can do." Shh, you are oppressed. You just don't know it yet. So you need my help to speak for you. Yeah, that meme right there. This is basically the SJW liberal mindset, and this is the mindset that a lot of black people need to be getting away from because that mindset actually is anti-black and it hurts black people politically, mentally, and physically, right? Because now you got a bunch of black people out here that's going towards the SJW liberal train, and they end up more mentally damaged because of it. So that's my rant right there, man. Shout out to Gothix, man. I'm gonna put a link down below, man. If you guys like the video, like and subscribe, share the video, hit the notification bell. I'll see you on the next one. And peace. Also, say no to Marxism.